Hi, welcome to Market Insights with Voit Real Estate. I'm Eric Northbrook, and today we have Chris Durbin. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Chris, can you give us a little background on who you are and how you ended up here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a graduate of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where I studied chemistry. And upon graduating, I moved down here to San Diego, where I began a career in the life science field, working for a manufacturer and a contract research organization. And I joined Voit in January of this year as a way to provide value in a different manner to the life science ecosystem here in San Diego. And a reason for transitioning to the real estate side of the business was the positive impact that I see within these companies from that real estate has on them.
And so we talk about San Diego. What other markets? What are the big top three markets?
Top three markets are Boston, San Francisco, and San Diego for life science real estate. And what's special about San Diego is our unique, research and development companies that are supported by a lot of the institutions here. So we have UCSD, the Salk Institute, and Scripps Institute that help with a lot of research and discovery coming out of the ecosystem here.
And so clearly, San Diego's been very fortunate. What about venture capital right now? What does that look like as compared to previous years?
Investors are certainly a lot more selective now than previously in 2021, 2022. And we're seeing that in the real estate where, what was projected to be a new round of funding, whether it's a B or C round, and the company taking more space within a building is now, hey, let's maybe concede on some space while we're still raising the round because it's taking more time to get funds from venture capital. And so as a result, we're seeing more sublease space enter the market.
And clearly, these VCs want, they need to see an exit. And that's, predominantly why they're so selective now, because a lot of companies that they've been invested in, some of them have been delisted just because they can't find the funds. They have a big round and all of a sudden, the next two rounds or the next round, they can't get any money. And if they can, it's so expensive, it doesn't make any sense. What does it look like right now as far as vacancy, spec development, projects that are being built without any, without tenants? What's that look like? And where are some of the bigger vacancies?
Well, we're certainly seeing a lot of ground up projects coming online in West and East Sereno Mesa, in addition to a lot of conversion projects. So investors and developers, while there was a race for lab space in 2021, 2022, investors and developers made decisions to capitalize on opportunity and take advantage of the demand they were seeing during that time. Now in 2024, like you mentioned, it's a more challenging market for venture capital. And so with that, we're seeing a bit of a decrease in demand that didn't follow projections linearly. And so a lot of new projects are, coming online with very little pre-leasing activity. However, there are projects that are successful, and so there is optimism in the marketplace. However, the supply and demand equilibrium has essentially, inverted from what we saw previously in 2021 and 2022. And it remains to be seen, how long it will take for the new space to be absorbed.
Yeah, I mean, there's some huge projects that are being built. Obviously, you got RAD with IQ HQ downtown at 1.7 million square feet. You have Harrison Street and Longfellow, basically right across the street from one another in Sorrento Mesa with, between those two projects, almost 1 million square feet with no tenants. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Do you have any perspective on how long it's going to take? Or has it just really been driven by venture capital? And just be curious to get your thoughts on that as we wrap up here.
It will be interesting to see the resurgence of dry powder from venture capital coming back into the marketplace, the recycling of capital for existing commitments from venture firms, as well as NIH grants. A lot of these earlier stage startup companies here in San Diego, start off being funded by grants, and that's at the highest levels we've seen. So government grants continue to be issued, as well as some positive sentiment in the venture capital market. I'm hoping and optimistic that into 2025 and beyond we'll see more activity come back into the ecosystem.
Well, great. Thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it. And thanks, Chris.
Thanks for having me.